Now there are, Dana, some island actors who also make appearances in The Big Year, and you could say the movie is Gone to the Birds.
You could, Scott. The Big Year was shot all over Vancouver Island, as we know, and one of the more unusual places was at a bird education center in Duncan, and the birds of prey there, well, they were ready for their close-ups.
Harry is a Swainson's hawk.
Not only is Harry a hawk, he's a movie star.
Harry is in the movie The Big Year. Hi, sweetie.
Along with Arrow and Lady Grey, the peregrine falcons, and this beautiful snowy owl.
Oh dear, it's slippery today.
They are just a few of the 100 birds of prey at Pacific Northwest Raptors in Duncan.
This time around, he's going to catch it in the air.
An education and conservation center. The big film, The Big Year, spent 3 days filming here.
Actually, Harry and I went over to Mount Seymour and did some filming over there. There's a scene where there's a snowboarder who falls down, and it's right in front of Harry.
I think I'd be exhausted by now.
They're excited to see if he's in the movie, and they know he's in the trailer. Take a close look and you'll see Harry perched in the tree. This isn't the first time these birds of prey have been featured in a movie.
We've had birds feature in The Andromeda Strain, the new movie made for TV a few years ago. The A-Team.
Part of the reason they do well on a movie set is that they're comfortable with humans, but fame comes at a price.
We had a great horned owl who was in a Stephen King film a few years ago, and after that he refused to fly unless there was a huge audience for him to fly in front of. He's so good looking.
He is.
It's not all about the fame, it's the process that was most interesting.
The movie industry wants very specific things. You know, they have a very specific idea of what they want in their movie. And so working with them to collaborate to get that is always very interesting. It's a challenge in some ways, but it's really fun to be able to see your bird really successful and showing off what they do best.
And we'll have to see if any of our Vancouver Island birds take flight and make it to the big screen tonight.
Of course, this isn't by far the first movie to film on Vancouver Island. There have been many, too many to mention, in fact, and even a few blockbusters.
This is a scene that filmed on the Inland Island Highway for the movie Trapped, starring Kevin Bacon and Charlize Theron.
Okay, so now we know what we have to do.
The crash scene involved dozens of vehicles, including a logging truck and a float plane, and took over the highway for weeks.
If you were smart, you'd stay away from me.
Parts of the popular Twilight vampire movie franchise were shot in Nanaimo, Tofino, and Ucluelet in 2005, bringing Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart to the island. And the X-Men and sequel X2 were shot around Royal Road, starring Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry.
Now, some other movies filmed here you might remember: Bird on a Wire with Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn, Insomnia with Robin Williams and Al Pacino, Lake Placid, Little Women, and even 5 Easy Pieces from 1970 starring Jack Nicholson. And that leads us to our checkpoint question tonight. What is your favorite movie filmed on Vancouver Island? You can tweet us at @check_news, on Facebook at facebook.com/checknews, or email checkpoint@checknews.ca. Scott, one of the first Hollywood movies shot in Victoria was in 1938, Convicted, starring Rita Hayworth. But of course, as you mentioned, there have been many. And our checkpoint question tonight: what is your favorite movie filmed on Vancouver Island? Here's what some of you had to say.
I remember Bird on a Wire. You know, that was a big deal. Mel Gibson was here, and I had a friend who was an extra in it. But yeah, that one with, what's the one that was in Port Alberni with Robin Williams? Was that Insomnia?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was kind of neat. I know Lake Placid was, and I really enjoyed that one.
Betty White in it.
Oh, crazy. Oh yeah, she was the old lady or whatever. The house whatever, yeah.
There was a movie Antonio Banderas was filmed on. I don't remember the name of it, but my friend's barn was used in it. Filmed up in Courtney, around Courtney area. And the Norwood Farms that's where it was done.
And that movie was The 13th Warrior from 1999. Now, here are some of your social media responses. Malcolm Scrimger says Bird on a Wire, Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn. The motorbike scene through Chinatown, downright awesome. David Weirdchar says Insomnia, filmed in Port Alberni with Al Pacino and Robin Williams. Most locals got to meet Williams. Pacino was a bit more reclusive. And Glenn Allen says ants. My younger brother and I painted pounds and pounds of rice with black spray paint to make all of the ants for the movie. Filmed in Qualicum Beach at the Qualicum College Inn. And if you'd like to see a list and map of movies filmed on Vancouver Island, you can go to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/checknews, for the link. And that's tonight's Checkpoint.